So today I'll be reviewing Looking for Alaska, which was written by John Green, who is now a very popular author due to his other books like Paper Towns and The Fault in Our Stars, which also have very popular movies. Looking for Alaska, however, was one of his earliest and most controversial books. The book was so controversial that after parents were angered about it being taught in high school English classes, the American Library Association added Looking for Alaska to the list of most challenged books in 2015 due to profanity and sexually explicit scenes. TV networks even denied turning Looking for Alaska into a movie or show until October of 2019, when Hulu released a miniseries based around the book. The fact that this book was viewed as controversial for the reasons given angered John Green as well as fans of the book, because there are actually no explicitly described sexual scenes or acts. So the plot of Looking for Alaska is that it follows a teenage guy named Miles who transfers to a boarding school. In his old school, Miles hadn't had any friends. He wants this to change in his new school, and it does, when the book starts with him befriending his roommate, and he soon finds a whole group of very unique friends. The story follows Miles and his newfound friend group through seldom talked about high school issues, as well as their long-running prank war with a different group at their school. Tragedy strikes their group, and a large part of the book follows how Miles and the rest of the group copes with the aftermath and trying to find answers to the many questions that they have. So this book was written in 2005, which still makes it decently recent as well as relevant to high schools today. This book was directed with its audience of young adults who are either in high school and currently experiencing the issues discussed in the book, or people who will soon be in high school and may potentially experience these problems. This book also spoke a lot about mental health issues in a time when we begin to see people working to remove the stigma around mental illnesses. The author's style in this book is very interesting. It can seem disturbing and somewhat creepy because some common things that the author discusses are how many layers of clothing are between the main character Miles and any female character in the book, as well as Miles' obsessive thoughts about the curves of women, and this can make his writing seem very creepy. Additionally, his choices in adjectives, which are often repetitive and basic, can make the book seem poorly written. But the creepy vibe, as well as the poor written adjectives, are John Green trying to express Miles' thoughts accurately, because these internal monologues are trying to portray how Miles, a high schooler, would have thought, what kind of words he would be thinking in, as well as the kind of disturbing thoughts he might be having. Overall, I thought this book was really good and hard to put down once I got used to John Green's writing style in this particular book. If you can get past some of the disgusting things that Miles says, the rest of the content is really interesting. As you can see, it's really not that long of a book. It's just under 300 pages, and the print is decently big, so that really helps it to be more enjoyable. I would not recommend this book to anyone younger than 7th or 8th grade because even though it doesn't have sexually explicit scenes, it does have some scenes that may not be appropriate for a lot of kids this age. Other than that, I would recommend this book to most people because each age group could gain something from reading Looking for Alaska. Teens can see what issues they are facing and how characters in the book handled them, or they could be exposed to what other people their age might be facing. Adults and parents can also see similarities between their high school experiences, the experiences in the book, and how this might also relate to their children's current experiences or what their children may experience as they grow up. Older people, such as grandparents, could also relate in the same way. While all of these age groups could benefit from the book, I think that overall teenagers would enjoy the book the most, and I would recommend it to any teenager.